welcome back to our Python programming course. So in part 1, we learned the basic concept of a string, how to create a string, how is string are stored, and how we can access individual characters using indexing. Okay. So now in part second, we are going to cover further topics. We will learn how to extract a particular portion of a string using string slicing. After that, we will explore some very useful built-in string method that help us modify, search, check, and process the string. Okay, we will also understand an important concept called string formatting, which allows us to insert variable and values inside a string in a clean and professional way. Okay, along with this, we will discuss a very common error called index error, why it occurs, and how we can avoid it. Okay, so by the end of this part, we'll be able to work with strings such as all coding question and much more confidently and write cleaner Python program. Okay, so now, quick revise our previous lecture. String indexing. String is sequence of character, and each character has an index. Okay, here positive index and negative index. Okay, positive index always start from left side, and negative index start from right side. Okay, in positive index we start on 0, 1, 2, 3 up to, and in index we start from right side -1, -2 to up. Okay, so now we will going to start avoiding index error. Okay, so here index error occurs when we try to access an index that does not exist in a string. Okay, so here attempting to access an index that does not exist in the string will trigger an index error. Okay, so here s is equals to code, s is variable and this is a value. So here this is a string, print s4. Okay, so here we get output as 4, 0, 1, 2. Then here we can't get any output because here 0, 1, 2, 3. We have only 3. Okay. So here this is an index error. Okay. Just take another example. Just like name is Anshi. Okay. Now print name 11. Okay. So now run the code. Here we get output as error. Okay, and this is for avoiding index error. Okay, here in the index error is string index out of range. Okay, Ansika contains only 7 character. Okay, sorry, only wait, yes, only 7 character. Okay, and valid positive index are 0 to 6. So here index 11 doesn't exist here. So this is known as avoided. And take another example as uh, now run. So here we get output as 7. Okay, the last positive index is 7. Okay, if we have lengthy code, then we can use length and we get as how many lengths. So here we get 7 length. Okay, so move to next example. Print name. Now run the code. Here we get output as in. Okay. Now move to next topic. So here, wording index error is attempting to access an index that doesn't exist in a string will trigger an index. Okay. Index error and string index out of range. Always remember that for a string of length n, the maximum positive index is n -1. Okay. Now string slicing. Okay. What is string slicing? String slicing is the process of extracting a portion of a string using a range of indexes. Okay, string slicing is a process of extracting a portion of a string using a range of indexes. Here, start, stop, slicing. Okay, here string start, stop, start index where substring start this is included, and stop index where a substring ends, and this is excluded. Just take example, is equals to variable is s and is equals to develop. Okay, here s03. Okay, and here we get output as depth because start from 0, 1, 2. Okay, so here we get output as depth, and we exclude here 3 because only we take 0, 1, 2, 0, 1. Okay, extra and 2 to 6, here we include 2, 0, 1, 2. So here we elop, and we exclude 7. Okay, I hope you all understand basic slicing. Start and stop index where substring starts, this is included. Stop index where substring ends, and this is excluded. Okay, now, extended slicing with step. Okay, step determines the increment start default interval. Okay, here 0 is start, 10 is stop, and 2 is step. Okay, here take 2 step. A step of 2 picks every 2 second character. Okay, a negative step moves backward through string. Now take some example. Just take, yeah, name. Okay, now print name. Slicing 0, 6, 2. This is a start, this is a stop, and this is a step. Okay, now run the. Here we get output as PTO. Okay, because start from P and step is 2. Then we skip here Y. Okay, skip. Then we get output T. Then skip here H, and then we get output 2. But here stop is 6. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, here start is 6. Sorry, stop is 6. But 6 is here excluded, not included. Take another example is, here we get output as it is, Python. Okay, I hope you all understand. Now move to next. So here, we all understand what is slicing, and then slicing shortcuts and omission. Okay, here omitted start default to 0, omitted stop default to end of string as create a complete copy. I already this explain this. This one is complete. Okay, here we get output same to name Python. Okay, now move to next. Reversing string with slicing. Here if we want reverse string, then use this. Okay, a double time colon, then indexing number. Okay, here passing a negative step -1 without start and stop default reverse the direction. Only we put here -1 without start and stop default reverse the direction of travelers. Okay, traversal. Okay, this is most popular Pythonic way to reverse a string. Here original Python. Okay, reverse, then use this, and we get output as here reverse. Okay, NOSTYP. Okay, take example -1. Here we get output as NOSTYP. If we write here, now run the code. Here we get output as GNIMMARGORP, and here EVOL and I. Okay, this is known as reverse string, one of the most useful slicing technique. Okay, now move to next, slicing practice. Okay, here as 08 computer. So here we get output as 0 to 8. Okay. So here 8 is excluded, then 0 to 7. Here we get output as index n to 9 to n. And here this assigns last 7 character. Okay. And I hope you all understand. Move to next. Built-in string method. Okay, here mastering built-in function for case conversion, searching, replace, and cleaning strings. Okay, so here case conversion method summary uppercase, lower, title, and capitalize here, and also swap case. Okay, now take some example. Yeah, name Python program. Okay, print name text. Sorry, name. Okay. Now run. Here we get output as in uppercase. Okay. Now take another example. Here we use capitalize. Okay. Now run the code. Here we get output as this one is capital and other is small. Okay. Now move to next title. Okay. Here we use title. Now run the code. Here we get output as Python program as a title. Okay. Now use strip. Okay. Here we use strip. Print text strip. Okay. Sorry, here name. Now run the code. Here we get output as Python. Okay. Now replace. Here replace. So here name, here write text. I like Java. Okay. Now print text replace. Okay. Java Python. Okay. Now run the code. Here we get output as I like Python. This is known as replace. Replace one part of string with another. Okay. Now find. Here text. Now find Python. Okay. And print text find. Okay. Now run the code. Here we get output as 2. So here find where. So find means returns the index of the first occurrence. Okay. Now move to count. Okay. Here text Python print text count t. Here we get output as 3. Sorry, 1. Here we get output as 1. Okay. Now move to next. Uh starts with. So here Python programming. Okay. Print text start with 5. Okay. Here 5. Now run the code. Here we get output as a true. What is starts with here? Check whether a string start with a particular value. Okay. Check whether a string start with a particular value. Then in and switch. Okay. Here we use and switch. So here we get output as a false. Okay. Then I hope all you all understand what is here. case conversion method. Okay, now move to next string formatting. Okay, here we all cover these. Replacing joining. Now, string formatting. Here, string formatting is the process of inserting variables or values into a string in readable and organized way. Okay, readable and organized way. Here, formatting, and let's take some example. To take some example. So, what is a string formation? String formation is the process of inserting variable or values into a string in a readable and organized way. Okay. Suppose example is name is Anshika, age is 19. Okay. My name is Anshika and I am 19-year old. Okay. We want to display it. Okay. So here prefix string with f directly embedded Python variables or expression inside. Okay. Now take some example, just like name, uh, F string formation, the most convenient modern method in a F string syntax. Okay. For example, name Anshika. Okay. Age is 19. Print my name is name. Okay. And I am age year old. Okay. So here my name is name. Here we get output as Anshika. And I am age. Here we get output as 19. Now run the code. Here we get output as my name is Anshika and I am 19-year old. This is a F string formatting, the most convenient model. Okay. Modern method in F string. Now the F tells Python that variables can be placed inside curly braces. Okay. Now take another example. A is 10, B is 20, and print f the sum is a plus a plus b. Okay, now run the code. Here we get output as the sum is 30. Okay, I hope you all understand what is f string. Okay, and now move to next. Next one is we already covered these all. So next is here. Next one is format method. Okay, and another way is using format. So here name Anshika is 9. Print my name is and I am yes. Okay. Now format format name comma age. Okay. Now run the code. Here we get output as my name is Anshika and I am 19 years old. Okay. And then important concept string are immutable. Okay. Definition immutable means that once a string is created, its individual character cannot be changed directly. Okay. I already explained with example it. Okay. We cannot directly change the variable. Sorry, we change the indexing. Okay. Now let's solve the question shown in your image. Okay. This one's. What is output of Python 1.4 and can you modify a character in a string? We take example one by one. First one is what is the output of Python 1 4. Okay, now solve it. So here print Python. Okay, here 1 4. Now run the code. Here we get output as YTH. Okay, here we get output as YTH. So here output is YTH. Okay, now second question. Uh, can you modify a character in string as this Y? You know, take for example here variable s is cat. Okay, now as index is 0 is B. Okay, now run the code. Here we get output as no. It's not possible. So here we get output in no type error. Okay. Now third one is what does hello world title return? Okay. So here print hello world. Okay. Print hello world type. Now run the code. Here we get output as hello world. Okay. And we can see that hello world. Now move to next question. What is the result of expression this? Okay. What is the result of expression this? So here print AB, okay, plus 1 into 2. So here we get output as AB 1 1. Okay, now move to next. So here we get output as AB 1. Okay. Next, what negative index correspond to last character of any non-empty string? Okay, so here any non-empty string. So here take example. Name is Python and print name. Okay, here we get output as n. Okay, so here we complete string. Okay, so in part 2, before we end, let's quickly revise what we learned today. Okay, indexing is used to access individual characters. Index error occurs when an invalid index is accessed. Okay, we use len function, slicing extract a portion of string, slicing follow the format start and step, and also the ending index is not included, and also learned reverse string. String method are predefined operations for processing string, and uppercase convert to uppercase and lower function convert to lowercase, and we use these all function title strip replace find count, and also starts with an end string perform check, and also f string provide an easy way to format string, and also string are immutable. Okay, and individual character can't be changed directly. The last character can always be accessed in index. Okay, now and in this chapter, we started with the basic of string and gradually moved towards indexing, negative indexing, and slicing string method, string formatting, escape character, and important concept like string immutability. Okay, remember, string are one of the most frequently used data type in Python, so having a strong understanding of them is extremely important. Okay, don't just memorize the method, practice them by writing program and experimental with different string. Try changing the input, try different indexes, experiment with slicing, and observe the output. The more you practice, the more confident you will become with Python. Okay. So thank you guys. Now in next class we cover chapter 7. Okay, bye bye.